Welcome or welcome back to Likewise Pod. We are so excited for another week.
Last week was so much fun talking about our 2025 goals and just kind of going through our own bingo cards for the year. And oh my word, today is an exciting topic, and we are really excited to dive into, just like originality, trends, and what I don't know, kind of like the difference between putting your own twist on something and then just totally like copying and like the scary P word, plagiarizing. Ooh.
Ooh, yeah, that's a scary word for sure.
Yeah. Like I know that we've seen a lot of things and like we've done our own twists on trends and like others we've like totally been like, yeah, this is just a trend that we've seen, so let's just do the exact thing. But I don't know, I think it's so interesting. There's so many takes on it that I feel like I don't know, maybe there will be hot takes that come out today.
There might be.
Ooh.
And yeah, it's just something that I think there's a lot of nuance and there's a lot of different, like you could talk about this in every single niche and context ever. So, um,
Hmm.
it'll be fun to like just like talk about our thoughts and our experience and things that like come to mind for us and like within things we see on social media. So,
Yeah. But of course, before we get into the nitty gritty of it, we're gonna go right into our roses and thorns. So Sam, what are your roses and thorns for the week? I know that they're kind of crazy.
so let's start with my thorns. Let's unpack my chaotic week. So, rewind to last week. Um, let's start with last Friday. I was starting to get a little anxious because like we were supposed to get some bad weather over the weekend. And like it was gonna be like snow and like originally it was gonna be on Sunday, like overnight into Sunday, like we were gonna get maybe like 5 inches of snow. I was like, awesome. So like Monday might be a little stuck on. So I was like predicting it. I'm like, it'll be fine. Then on Friday afternoon, the forecast gets moved up and the like snow is still not supposed to be until the nighttime, but the like winter weather advisory and like bad conditions were going to be starting Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Okay, perfect. Now we are full on doing our grocery shopping Friday night. Like no plan at all. It was also like my grocery store's like mega meat sale, which just sounds so funny. So we like went, we're like, okay, we're just gonna get like a bunch of meat, I guess, and then like a bunch of like to freeze, and then we're gonna get like a bunch of sides we would maybe use. And it was chaotic. So then Saturday morning comes. And I get up in the morning because like I set an alarm kind of early because we're like, in case you want to go out and get like breakfast and coffee one last time before bad weather comes. And I get up and I look and I'm like, oh, no bad weather. My phone actually says like nothing's happening. Like there's no rain, there's no nothing. We're fine. So we like stay in bed a little longer and we go out at like 9 or something to get something from the store and like coffee. The second we go down our driveway, like this was so terrifying because you couldn't see any of this. You could not see that everything was ice at all. Like no sparkle, no shine, nothing. So
Black ice.
on everywhere, all the roads. And like we get to the bottom of our driveway and we go to stop, like it's like this hill that we kind of stop to before we go on like the main road. Yeah, that's when we find out because like, when you try to like, hit your brakes on the ice and it's like yeah, good luck.
Mm.
We go, oh, it's icy. And then the rain starts to hit our like windshield, and we're like, okay. And it's like a weird rain. Anyways, long story short, it was the most terrifying drive to Walmart of my life. But luckily it's like just straight on one road for us. In the parking lot, like, we were like we had to park super far away from everyone and they were like shuffling our feet to like get to the store chaos, but we're like, this is fine because we're prepared. We grocery shopped last night. Like, we are ready to be at home for like days if we have to. So I'm just like anxious all weekend about that. And then there was just like other stuff going on, like at work, and I was just like so worked up about. And so all weekend, then the weather just gets really bad. The ice layer probably gets really, really thick. And then we do in fact get snow. We don't necessarily get like 5 inches, but we get a decent amount of snow. And considering we had like more than an inch probably of ice, pretty bad. Like I was sitting at the window even on like all day Monday watching people like go up and down my driveway not doing well. Um Monday comes. nothing has been done to any of the roads at all. And I'm supposed to like, go to work. But I'm like, if nothing's been done to anything at my building, I literally can't get out. Like I would not have been able to get out of my garage and like down our driveways. So I worked from home on Monday. It was so boring. And then every day this week, I've just like felt not good. Like Tuesday, I actually like rode to work with my friend because she lives right by me and she's really nice and she drives a Jeep and is like fine with driving in like the ice and snow. And so when the roads are still not good enough for me to drive, she's so kind and drives me. So I rode with her so I could like see the roads. I was able to drive myself the next day and the next day. And then yesterday, I drove myself yesterday morning. Go home for lunch. When I'm going back to work, it starts snowing. What the heck? There was random snow in the forecast, but like it wasn't supposed to happen anymore. Like it went away. Like my phone all day in that morning said no precipitation, no snow, no nothing. And it was 35 degrees all day. Nothing was supposed to happen. And then it just starts snowing and it snows from like 1:30 to 4:30. And the whole time I'm working, I'm really busy at work this week. So this was what was making this chaotic. Was like I have a lot of stuff. I'm like genuinely not sitting at my desk. I'm building a bunch of boxes. I'm doing like a bunch of physical stuff. And so I'm not like and there's like no windows by where I'm like doing stuff. So then at some point I go to fill my water bottle and I see out the windows that it's like very much snowing, but it's so windy that I was like, oh, there's like the snow's not sticking, it's just like sticking on the snow in like the grass. Like it's not in the parking lot, it's not like sticking on my car. It's fine. And it's still warm out, so it's fine. Like I'm like warm 35 degrees. He's fine. So then this is such a long story. I'm so sorry. But this has made my week so terrible. So then from like 3:50 to 4 something. I'm like contemplating, should I leave? Should I leave? Should I leave? Because a lot of people have started leaving. I'm like, oh my gosh. I don't think the roads are bad. I think people are just leaving. Um, so at 4:30, I leave. And as I'm leaving the parking lot, I'm like, oh yeah, this is fine. Like there's just some snow, but like it's just wet. It's still just wet. It's fine. I get out of the parking lot and I questioned any route for me to get home from my work is terrible in weather like this. Like no direction could I go is fine. Um, Hills everywhere. Have to do hills no matter what, or turns that could be bad. And so I decide, you know what, I'm gonna go the fast way, like the way I usually drive to work. It's probably not bad. I just watch some other cars come down that way that are like mine. Like, I'll be fine. The second I turn out of the parking lot onto that road, I feel it. And I'm like, I messed up. Like, but then I was like, okay, I can get up like a little bit farther. And if I think I'm not gonna be able to get up the hill, I'll turn around in this person's driveway. So I'm going slow and things are fine. No one's behind me yet. So I'm like, I'll do it. I start trying to go up the hill. And it's really hard. I like barely made it up that hill. At this point, I've gained a line of cars behind me. It's like a Jeep, a minivan, like all these cars that are pretty fine to get up this hill if it's icy like this. But luckily, like they backed off really far. They definitely could see that I could barely get up the hill and was struggling like the whole time. And then once I got up it, I was like, awesome, great. I'm gonna go straight for a while. Guess what that means? I have to go down again. I have to go down again and around a curve twice in like an S shape. How am I gonna do that? It was fine. That part was actually really fun, and I got down. Perfect. Okay, let's keep driving this route home. I decided I'm not gonna turn on this main road that has like multiple lanes, lots of cars, another big hill, because I probably can't get up that one either. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna go straight through this neighborhood. That road was awesome. Then it's like a kind of like more of a highway road at the end of that, like single lane, like by some farmland. I get on that road and I feared for my life. Like that one was a nightmare. Like I was struggling. But I got home and I was fine. So that was yesterday. So then today I was like, awesome. Detail I forgot from this story. Before it started snowing yesterday, when I went home for lunch, I went to shut the garage. When I left, I backed out the garage. I go to shut it. It won't shut. I get out of my car and I look. The garage fell off the track. My garage is broken. It's caved in. It cracked. The wind made it cave in. It fell off the track. I said, that's not good. So we like, try to like submit a request and like call our apartment people like we don't get answers. We leave messages. And so then like when we all are home from work at the end of the day, we try to fix it. Um, I did the risky thing. This is gonna take the whole Zoom call. I did the risky thing. I said, you know what? I'm still gonna park in the garage because I don't want to park in this completely snowed over parking lot. Like it was pretty deep actually. I was like, wow, crazy. Um, she's like, I'm still gonna pull in the garage. We're gonna try and fix it. We're gonna try to just like I'll pull it back. They'll get the thing back on the track and like hold it, and then we'll shut it manually. We'll get it open manually in the morning. That didn't really work. We could not get it back on the track. So then we're like, okay, we'll try it like a little bit. And then we couldn't get it to shut. And then as we're trying to get it to shut, even more like so at this point it was only the bottom wheel on one side was falling off the track. Okay. Then as we try to manually shut it, the top two panels on the other side come off the track. So now we have like two panels of our garage hanging off over our cars. And then the other one is like off. So we kind of like push it to a point where like it's, not gonna fall off, not gonna get on our cars. Then we're like, wow, now our cars are like really stuck in the garage because we can't move it up or down now. And we like left messages on both like the emergency phone line and the other one to like just be like, please just like, can someone as soon as possible like come do this? I'm like, this is kind of convenient because I didn't really want to drive on these roads in the morning anyways. But like then like Zeke couldn't go to work either. Anyways, whatever. Today we were saved by the maintenance man. He came around lunchtime and he got the garage open so we can move our cars out and um then got it back on the track for the time being and got it to just be closed. Because we were also like, we need to close it because it's snowing and windy and it's gonna all come in our garage. It's closed. It's closed now, but we can't like, open and shut it. And it's just gonna get fixed eventually. Like just a lot of the garages at my apartments have been breaking, just from being old and like they're like probably like 12 years old now. So they're just hitting the point of like some of them are cracking because we get such bad wind. We thought ours cracked because a kid hit it with a basketball, but you know, anyways, it's just been chaotic. And also, like the day before this happened, they put um fine notices on everyone's doors for people not picking up their dog poop. And like so they just put them on every door of everyone in our building who has a dog because they're trying to figure out who the problem is. Side note, we're not the problem. And so we were all heated about that. So then the next day when the garage breaks, we're like, dang, just one thing after another. Like, I just feel like ever since this year started, like I've been grateful for a new year, but like I've been getting pushed closer and closer to crashing out, Like it's just so it's just been crazy. Um like there's so much more I could have added to that story of like all the other things that were making this week crazy and busy and chaotic, but can't. Um but yeah. So my rose, those are my thorns. But now I feel fine. Like life is great again. Yeah. Except the fact that I'm sad that my car is just like outside in the freezing coldness. Um, okay, Rose. I'm still excited about Arizona. That's next week. I realized like we keep saying it's next week, but I realized because my boss was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna be gone next Friday. Like I have more like PTO days I have to use before it's the end of the month." And I was like, "Oh, perfect timing. Let's talk about this. I'm gonna be gone in the afternoon that day and in the morning on the Monday. I'm doing the craziest trip for that. Um, and I'm also just really excited for this weekend. Like, feel like the things that were really stressing me out are over, obviously, for the most part. And I might have like a little girls' night with like one of my best friends and coworkers and one of our like newer coworkers who I actually haven't gotten a chance to hang out with yet, but like they hang out a bunch and they are friends and um so we might like all hang out.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. I did not know any of that.
Yeah, I also was like barely on my phone this week. Like I feel like I just like was not really like responding to a lot of stuff because like whenever I was at work, I was just like really locked in, not on my phone because I've been so busy. But and I've been playing like iPad kid type of games like instead of like doom scrolling. So I also haven't like been on like TikTok or anything.
Yeah, no, actually, I've not. Okay, I know I've been scrolling a lot, but I just haven't been like on my phone enough to like respond to people, if that makes sense. Like this week too, which is so funny. Wow. My thorns not as bad. First of all, the challenge final. That was oh my gosh, severely underwhelming and just annoying. Like, what was that? There was more water in the challenge season 40 final than there was on the challenge, like the island. And that was literally on an island surrounded by water. Um, and then I also, okay, also another thorn. So, guys, I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'm probably an introvert because I just really don't like leaving my house. I just like hanging out by myself. So tonight I have to like go and take something to someone tonight, and I just really don't want to. But maybe I'll go to Target afterwards, so that'll make it okay. And then my rose is the Traitors season 3. Oh my gosh, it's crazy already. 3 episodes in, and like the Traitors they have, I they're freaking nuts. Like they are not working well together. Sorry, not I'm like not I'm trying not to spoil it.
No, I'm
Uh
so tomorrow, I think.
yeah, no. So there's one that's really good. And it's like, yes, that makes sense. And then the rest are like playing their own games and like they're not working together. They're just creating chaos, but it's not like a good chaos. It's not an organized chaos. It's just chaos. So like I don't think it's gonna work out for them. Sam, once you're caught up, then we can talk about it and you'll know what I mean.
I'm so excited because like right when I was like watching like the preview or whatever, I was like, I swear, like there's like one person who in my head I was like, I swear if they make this person a traitor, I don't know like what it's gonna be.
Wait, who? Tell me. You can cut it out or you can keep it in. I don't know.
Um
I won't say anything.
oh Tom Sandoval.
Hmm.
I was like, if he's a dang traitor, well, he's familiar with it, but like oh,
That's
just
so
kidding.
funny.
I'm so excited. Like I really like the cast and a lot of people I was
Mhm.
really excited to watch. So
I know. I love Dylan Efron. I'm obsessed with him. So I'm so excited that like he's doing this.
I really like Gabby, like Bachelorette Gabby too. Like
Mm,
just her personality is really fun. So I'm excited for that.
that's so funny because she's like annoying me.
Oh, honestly, I hate when like somebody I like is like actually ends up annoying me.
Oh, I don't know if she'll annoy you, but like she just annoys me.
Oh.
So I mean, like this is my first experience with her, so oh well. Yeah, anyway, so Trader season 3, guys, literally the first 2 seasons were really good, and then the season is also really good. But like also so crazy. I don't even know. And then yeah, Arizona trip coming up, and so I'm excited because I get to see my brother because I'm coming up a day earlier than Sam and our other friend, author HK Green. And so I'm coming up a day earlier, so I'm gonna spend the night with my brother at his house in Prescott, and then gonna go back down to Phoenix and hang out there for the weekend. So it'll be fun. And then I'll be in Arizona again in 2 weeks. 2 weeks after this.
Oh.
Live, laugh, love. But
So,
yeah, so can't wait.
oh goodness. Life's so exciting right now. Like it's chaotic, but it's exciting and the new year is new yearing, so we will see how that keeps going. Um, but wow, I'm really excited for this topic and it's been on my mind a lot recently. Honestly, like we won't,
Speaking of traders,
yeah, speaking of traders, we won't get into like the actual like thing that happened, but there was an occurrence of copying and accusations of stealing and all those kinds of things happening on social media this week that like it was just crazy because like it was like I saw the first thing and then I saw another thing that just like made the plot thicken, and that was when I got fired up because it's like, okay, okay, TLDR, someone accused someone else of stealing from them, and then said person who accused something, or not person, but people who accused someone of stealing from them, then is, in my opinion, sneakily stealing from someone else. Not stealing from, but like very blatantly copying, like design wise, like branding. That's so specific. I'm just
like undergoing. A rebrand.
a rebrand that looks exactly like another
Like
brand.
not just branding with like content and font and colors and stuff, but like name.
Oh, like that part just like sold it for me. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I have to interrupt this with announcement. Zeke just texted me and said that they just announced that the voice judges are Michael Bublé, Adam Levine, John Legend, and Kelsey Ballerini.
Wait, did you say Adam Levine?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
Sorry,
back.
I just want to make sure that was
Yeah, he's back, and John Legend is back. John
and
Legend
KB. I'm so excited for KB.
said judges when they're literally coaches. And Michael Bublé is awesome. I literally said that the other week. We were talking about this. Yeah, Kelsey Ballerini. Oh, this is gonna be amazing. But it just was like so hard because like I really felt for them and like I do think they're still so valid in their situation of someone stealing from them because it like yeah, that situation was really not okay. Um but it's just so funny to like I saw that and was like, dang, that's heartbreaking, that's so insane. And all these people were responding to be like, wow, that's so not okay. Like, sorry this is happening to you. So then when I like saw this other thing that then made me like think, ooh, this looks exactly like this like and I've gone back and forth and looked at and compared things and then scrolled and been like, yeah, like this is weird. And then like looked in bio and I was like, this is just getting deeper and deeper and I'm uncomfy. So like I think there's just like there's a lot of different standards when it comes to like copying, stealing, plagiarizing, pirating. Like people have so many different takes and thoughts and they hold everything to a different standard. And I think because we are so comfortable partaking in trends and like just certain like design trends and things, I think people have gotten a lot more comfortable straight up stealing and copying design of like other people's and like brands, like fully copying brand design and branding because you see it as you're not seeing it as someone's brand and they're like actual creative intelligence. You're seeing it as um like just a I don't know, like just a marketing trend. Like you think someone's branding is a marketing trend you could also do. And like think like, oh yes, because if people are associated with this color scheme or font or design and like things that are the core of someone else's brand and they're really popular, if mine also look like that or almost sound like it and could get mistaken by like with it, like maybe my brand will grow too. Like if I just mold mine to seems to be so much more like to a popular one, people will like it. And it's just like, wow. Ah, I'm just like we were all, liking those reels that are like me saying up till 2 a.m. planning my 2025 rebrand. And we were supposed to be being original when we were doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I think is like ethically it's not cool to do that. But from like a professional standpoint, like if you do change to look like someone else who's really popular and really successful, and you change yours to look more like that to match and to, I don't know, like maybe the hope is to hopefully get confused or like have like people get confused. But then that's fault like that kind of goes into false advertising, and then that goes into illegal marketing practices, and then that can lead to lots of trouble. So that's not cool. But God, I hate to say this. Oh my gosh, there is going to be controversial stuff to come out of my mouth. I'm so sorry, Sam. I hate to say this, but in the indie space, like for indies, like that's really not cool. But because it's just indie, I don't think people really care that much because it's indie. It's not like, oh, these are big name brands. Like if like Rare was copied, then that would be like huge news, huge scandal, or Road, or Skims, or like big names, like that'd be a huge scandal. But because it's just someone in an indie space, it's like, oh, that's not cool. Oh, well, I'm gonna do it anyways because if I'm caught, then oh well. But if I'm not, good for me.
Yeah, it's like there's just like there's a lot of nuance there because you like knowingly in this space, a lot of people don't have trademarks, copyrights, like official like business things, or like there's just it's a lot smaller of a scale, and sometimes it's not anything that would ever hold up in like a court setting, but it's just funny. Like not funny, but it's, sometimes I'm like, this is funny because like this is like so obvious, and it just like it felt so wild to me where I'm like, okay, so that kind of stealing's not okay, but this kind is. Or like, because also I get it if you like just don't know this other person exists. Like if an author rebrands and it looks just like another author's, a lot of author branding for like, the like little like name text and like icons for like stories, banners, whatever that stuff, very similar. It all crosses over, gets very similar. That's fine because like there's trends. There is, and there's also Canva fonts that people like, and everyone likes the same fonts because there's only so many really good ones.
And Nimbus
Yeah, Tan Nimbus was a thing. We had to escape Tan Nimbus.
started 10 Nimbus.
Okay. Like yeah, there's things that are genuinely very trending. Like I'm saying like if you have a similar color scheme to someone else, I don't think you're copying them. If you have if you use the same fonts, I don't think you're copying them. But if you are in a space where like a very niche space of services, like you definitely know that this other one exists. You have to. Like in that type of space, like if you're offering services or something. Like I like the indie author space is huge. And like Bookstagram's huge. There's so many people you don't know. And so that's why I'm like, usually the branding, the color schemes, like that, I'm not saying you're always copying because you probably don't know or haven't seen it. But in that situation, I'm like, yeah, you've seen that. Like, that's undeniable. But, um, yeah, it's just so interesting. There is a difference between following a trend and copying. And because also like following a trend, that's a situation where like the intention is for you to copy it and make it, but also make it your own. But it's something where it's like it's okay if you full on copy it because that's the trend, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, and I think it's so funny because we've had on our various author friends, and I'm not going to name drop, but you can go through the episodes and you'll know like who says what. But it's so funny because some have said like, yeah, if you copy a trend, like give credit where credit's due. Like see like say like who inspired you or like who you saw do it, and that's like where you found it or like started by this person. Like give credit where credit's due. And others are like, we don't have to do that for every little thing. Like it's okay. It's a trend because everyone likes it, so everyone's doing it. And so if everyone's doing it, why do you have to credit it, And in the honestly, I'm totally okay with either. Like if we're to start a trend and people copied us and like we're like, oh, inspired by Likewise, or saw this on Likewise first, thanks for the idea, or like whatever, I'd be like, cool, thank you. But if I saw the trend happen and like they're like, love this trend, I'd be like, cool. Or if they just did they just did it and they're like, wow, like blah blah, I don't know, like a good tagline for whatever. I'd be like, that's awesome. It's like I really don't care that much about it. Um, and I do think like in the indie space, it's a lot harder, it's a lot trickier because like again, like in a bigger space, like if a Road or Rare or Skims, those are just my go-tos because those are the only ones that are coming to my mind. But like if they're to like start something and other people do it, like obviously people are going to know that it's Road. People are going to know that it's Rare. People are going to know that it's Skims who like inspired this or whatever. But then in the indie space, it's so much harder because everyone's trying to make it. Everyone's trying to like get noticed and get seen. And so like I think that's where like the tags or the mentions or like the inspired buys or whatever like come in handy and like really help out indie creators, because if they're not getting like that recognition, then how are like agents or how are like studios or how are, I don't know, like big influencers or creators, whatever, like how are they going to know? How are they going to know like the right person to reach out to? Because they could just be reaching out to someone who took part of the trend but doesn't actually create their own content sort of thing, but just like see trends and then make it for themselves. So like I see both sides of it, but ultimately like for me it doesn't matter too much. I know that like we know that other people care, so that's why we do say like, oh yeah, inspired by, or like thanks for this template, or thanks for this idea, or whatever, like say like, oh, here's our own likewise twist. So I know that that's why, at least that's why I do it, like when I post on like likewise and stuff, because I'm like, I know other people care, so yeah. So I'd rather just be safe than sorry on that side. But for me, if someone rips me off, I'm like, dang, that sucks, but it's it's a free country. Sorry if you don't live in America. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's just like a tricky situation. But also like I hate when people are like, copying is the highest form of flattery. I'm like, no, I actually like really hate it when people copy me. So that's also really funny, just like on the um trend setting part.
Like, yeah, like that is like kind of true, but like don't like downplay like something serious sometimes, you know? Because like
Maybe not hate, but just dislike. Sorry.
yeah, no.
Had to add that.
I feel the same way about like tagging, especially where like a lot of time it's like you're just doing it to uplift your friends and support your friends and usually like also because a lot of times you don't know where the trend started, but you at least know where you saw it. And like if it's one of your friends, like you can at least like hopefully direct people to your friend and just shout them out. Like it's nice. And I think when people say that, like when people say, "Oh, like this person inspired me," that's like you're not saying this person started this, like you're just saying they made like I saw them do it, so now I'm doing it. Like I saw Regina George wear army pants and flip-flops, like it's
Yeah.
that. But I also think like trends where this also kind of starts to happen a lot, where everyone's doing it. You think in like the bookish space. This is going to be a great example for all this, but it's like the bookish space. A big part of growing, and I think in any kind of account, like it's you can see this a lot with TikTok and like Reels, is one of the main ways to grow is to participate in a trend because while an audio or a certain video style is trending in like more of like a meme sense, like especially on TikTok, like you would get a lot of engagement or you should get a lot of more engagement if you post the trend in a timely manner. Your video will probably get pushed and perform better on the algorithm because people still think it's funny. And that's why it's like if you do it late, it might not get like the views or the engagement because people are over it. Like the demure trend. Like people liked it for a second or even longer. Like I still probably would like it if it's done like really well or like from the original creator. Like, but if everyone was still doing it, I'd be so over it. And so we know that trends are really crucial to growing an account. Like if you're a small creator, trends are so crucial because that's what people are more likely to reshare or interact with, or because you can tag people. And what you can also do is where these kind of like cycles happen in the indie space a lot is like when you do a trend, a lot of times we add this tagging element where like, especially if you're trying to start a trend, you will do like, um, I challenge these five friends to do it. And you tag them. And so then they're like awesome because they're like, oh, cute. Also, thank you for giving me a post idea. And so say all five people you tag in this thing you originally came up with, or like in the sense of originality. That's a weird thing these days. But like if you come up with an idea, you post it, you challenge your friends. If all five of them do it and all five of them tag friends, then that's like way more people like and it's just gonna spiral, it's gonna be a domino effect. Like that's why things kind of pick up that speed and certain posts get really trending on these like social spaces. I think that's like that's fun with Instagram. I think like that's really a space that can do that. And I think back to like OG YouTube, like how like things used to be tags like my like what's in my bags and stuff and like oh like intro like your first YouTube video or like a get to know me tag, and they would tag the other YouTubers to like do the get to know me challenge, like tag. And so like I like that almost like tag your it vibe to like starting a trend on Instagram, and it does really well in the book space. Um, and just gets a lot of engagement. But um like I think we hate on trends a lot, but it's only because we get tired of them when they're overdone. And like, but we all want to do them because it's like the secret sauce to growth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So here's a fun little story. I won't name names, obviously. But you could probably figure it out. So one of our friends, not the first person to ever do this. However, she was the one to like get the ball rolling. She was the one like that everyone saw and they're like, "Oh my gosh, wait, I want to do this." And so her post inspired others to post, inspired others to post, inspired others to post. Like she had the snowball effect, and voila, a trend began. And then a really popular um author took part and was like, I don't know who started it, but this is really fun. So thanks for the inspo, whoever you are. And, we tagged our friend. And someone responded, said, actually, she's not the first one to do this. And we're like, no, duh. We didn't say that. But this just was like such a hot take. It was like, hello? Like I I don't know. It was just so funny. And so it's like an inside joke with us and our friends and stuff. And then she's like, I know I'm not the first one to do this. Like, honestly, I was inspired by our other mutual friends, like real life thing. And I was like, that's so cute. And so I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it. And we're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's truly, honestly, it's a timeless one. And I will never get tired of seeing it because it's so fun and unique. Um, but it's so funny that people are like, give credit where credit's due. But it's like, yes, but also no. Um, just because it was the first one, I'm so sorry, I did not know you existed. Most of these people probably did not know you existed, or like, did not most. Oh my gosh, that sounds so bad. Oh, that's so awkward. But like a lot of our friends, a lot of our mutuals, like we had no mutuals with this person, so like our spaces did not cross. Like there was no Venn diagram. They were just two completely different circles. And so our paths never crossed. So we never saw that post like 2 or 3 weeks prior to our friends. And it was just so funny. It's like just because you're the first person to do something, first of all, you're probably not. It's probably been done before. Unfortunately, creativity, trends, it's a cycle. Everything comes back. You know, how they were doing, I don't know, like 90s stuff 10 years ago. Now we're doing 2000 stuff. And 2010s are probably going to come back in the next 10 years or something. So like everything's a cycle. It's all going to come back. It's all going to recycle. It's all going to recycle. It's all going to recycle. So it's creativity is just this wheel of what has been done. How can I do it again?
Yeah. Like it's all about innovation and like newness, something feeling fresh, like a fresh take on something. It's usually still related to like a previous trend. Like I think of like, okay, so like wide leg jeans was like the new big thing. And then because wide leg was so big, that's kind of where like barrel jeans came from. Like there it was like a weird spin on like a silhouette that was going to cause controversy, and it did. And it's like it blew up. And then now like all of a sudden like boot cut jeans are trending again, which is so fascinating. And like it's just so cool. Like see like in clothing too, like other things. Because like clothing in like the fashion industry is also something where a lot of problematic copying happens for sure. It's funny, like from Christmas, there was all the like dupe drama where like the Darnell sisters claimed that their mom got them fake bags or like fake stuff from the real, which was like a majorly crazy accusation because it's like you get called out for showing off fake bags as being real. And so then your clapback is to then just be like, oh, well, then the real must have gotten us fake bags. That's a crazy accusation because like that could get the brand in major trouble with like, you know, the government. Like, you know. So it's like, mm. And it's just that stuff, like accusations go far for sure. Because like accusing people of copying is a big deal. And that it's like been a conversation. I mean, it's all there's always something being accused of copying, and there's always lawsuits happening, like when people sample music without rights, or when like there's so many book ones right now, and it's just so funny because it happens majorly with like fantasy novels because like a lot of concepts of world building and things that get used in fantasy books are like just common magic systems, like whatnot. So like there was obviously that whole the funny like powerless Red Queen situation when people tried to say that Red Queen was copying Powerless and people are like babes, Red Queen was published like 10 years ago, like maybe even more. Like I actually maybe less, but it was like that book's old. Um I just saw an interesting one actually about I have not read the book Crave, but that one's fascinating to me because basically this person is claiming that they were signed to an agent like 10 plus years ago and they never were able to sell their book. And so them and the agent parted ways. Then now they pick up Crave. They read it and they're like, holy heck, this has so many similarities to my book that never sold 10 years ago. I'm looking into this because there's way too many similarities. They look, who is the agent for that author that sold that book? Their same agent. So that is like tea right now. I'm like, wow.
Yes, wait, I actually did hear about that. Also, can I just say, every single time I see Crave, I just think it's Twilight. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know
mean,
why.
yeah, for sure. I do too.
But also like they're not similar at all. Like a little bit, just because like it's black and then like what like color thing in the middle, but like
Yeah,
so
there's
many covers are like that.
that. Um,
The font, it looks like the Twilight font.
yeah. But yeah, so it's just like things are just I'm so fascinated by trends. So then naturally I get so fascinated by like copying and dupes and ripoffs and all this stuff. Um, and yeah, so like yeah, it's true. You really are usually not the first person to do something, but if you did start like a ripple effect, it's kind of like songs that are really old, like songs from the 90s, 2000s, getting a resurgence from like when they're associated with the TikTok trend. And so they chart for like months, and it's the first time some of these songs have like charted in years. And like they stay on like the top 50 charts because they're associated with the TikTok trend. Yes, shout out that artist for making a great song that we're able to do this with, but like, do you think like how many people were like, yeah, shout out the yeah yeahs for making maps? No, they're like, whoever created this wait, they don't love you like I love you trend, you're amazing. Like, this is hilarious. Like, it's funny.
Yeah, I don't know, like people's thoughts on it, it's like, oh no, that's okay. Oh, but so if like that's okay, why is just copying and like not giving credit okay? Sort of thing, you know?
Also, like, my favorite thing is like, I know I mentioned like when people like lawsuits when people sample music without like permission and rights. Um, my favorite thing is when someone obviously sampled something with rights and like it wasn't like they are stealing and should be getting served a lawsuit and everyone's like and people go online and freak out and they're like, wait, don't you think this sounds like this song? Or like, wow, like this is gonna be a crazy lawsuit. And you're like, yeah, actually, like that was very purposeful and that is such a thing and a popular thing and a big thing in music to do. Um, maybe learn about sampling sometime. But like it's just hilarious to me. Like there definitely is it's fun. I have such fun time being like, this kind of sounds like this. So then like sometimes I'll look up and be like, is this a sample or an interpolation? Or like maybe I just started thinking this because these songs are in the same key. I looked that stuff up just because it's fascinating. But it is just funny sometimes, like when people like will say it after like a long time of knowing that like they are connected.
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to find one song that's exactly that.
I think about it a lot with Ariana Grande when she she's done a lot. And so and people always don't think hers are intentional, which is so funny to me because she's very intentional with like the production of her music and is very involved in it. But when she did the you can call me crazy because I met you. That whole thing, people thought that she just like ripped off In Sync. Is that who that is? Backstreet Boys? Which one?
Like,
I can't even think of the original song right now. People like hers or like um oh, like when someone just like fully like covers and reproduces a song, like her song Good Night and Go is originally an Imogen Heap song that
my gosh, don't even get me started on that. Everyone thinking that I Will Always Love You is by Whitney Houston. No, it's by Dolly Parton. That's Whitney Houston's is a cover. Also, Life is a Highway by Rascal Flatts. That's a cover.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. No, but the one that I think of, like that people were upset about this. They're like, oh my gosh, like they need to sue them because they like took this without permission, blah, blah. It's like actually, they did not. They actually are credited as co-writers because there's so much from it. Hey Everybody by 5 Seconds of Summer and Hungry Like the Wolf by Duran Duran. Like
Mhm.
that was so funny to me. And like that was like such a big thing. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, Duran Duran, like they need to get their rights or like they need to get royalties from this because 5 Seconds of Summer like ripped them off
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. It's like, did you look at the credits? Like when there's so much of a song, when there's like however much portion of the song that's taken, and because I don't think that was even sampled, like it was just like really like key elements, like distinctive things. Um, like when there's so much of that, like for lack of a better term, like taken from a song, they have to be credited in the right way. So they were credited as co-writers. So I'm like, hello, do you not know what song credits are? Do you not know like how to read?
Yeah. It's
This
so fun.
that
Like
was
yeah,
that
like
was so funny. On their second album too.
yeah.
So that was 2015, I think.
Hmm.
So funny.
Like
Hilarious.
so that's not necessarily copying because it's intentional and there's rights and there's, but like it's everywhere. It's every industry has it. It's everywhere. Okay, also I was thinking about Flowers by Miley Cyrus.
I was just thinking about that one too.
Yeah, because it's like I'm pretty sure what all happened was like she had permission from Bruno Mars to like do this, right? But Bruno Mars, if you know anything about his situation, he's like indebted to Vegas. Like like him and Lady Gaga both have like so much debt to pay to like Vegas or something. Like they just
Drama.
yeah, like when you have a lot of money outstanding from like shows and all this stuff, it's a lot to pay off. And so I was like, ooh, I bet because like it feels like maybe he just so casually gave her permission, so they never maybe like did things like super officially. And so then he was then going back and there was a lawsuit and stuff. Um, because, he needs to pay Vegas back. So, um, thought that was funny. Also, don't quote me on that, but like I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Um, but yeah, like I could talk about this forever because I can think about so many things that copy.
Okay, also real quick though, Karma by JoJo Siwa. Oh, that drama. And then Britt Smith's original version.
Yeah.
'Cause it was supposed to be, I think it was originally written by Britt Smith, and then she's like, oh, give it to Miley. But then Miley, like, she recorded a demo, but ended up not releasing it, and blah, blah, blah. So it's been like through the ringer. It's like been through so many different points over the past however many years. And so then JoJo Siwa released, and she's like, yeah, I loved writing this, blah, blah. It's like, actually, you did not write it.
Is that she did all those interviews. Like, okay, be for real.
That one was crazy. Okay, sorry. We can move on now.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, we should move on. But I'm this one, I'll just leave this here for you guys. I'm so passionate about this. If you want to go on an amazing roller coaster ride to appreciate one of the best pop songs of all time, go look into the history of the song Nothing On But the Radio. It's was recorded and fully like released by Addison Rae on her first EP. But that song was originally, it's been through quite a few artists and had a couple times it was supposed to be released. It's like one of just like the most perfect pop songs, like period, and like with all of its elements. So go back, listen to the other demos, learn about the song. It is so cool. So I was just very happy for it to finally be out because I've been obsessed with it as like a Lady Gaga fan. So, um, Yeah, anyways, copying. But so we talk about copying a lot because like we like to do the whole like JC Marie thing of like we like to say like oh my gosh like they're copying us and but we say it as a joke about almost everything. There's only a handful of times that we actually think someone is copying us and it's not to like that severe of a degree usually but there's like things where like maybe we inspired them. We've never been like completely full on copied, I don't think. Um
Mm-mm. There was one instance, it was right after we did like our week of love stuff. So we had lots of like like stamps, like post stamps, sort of thing, like for cards, letters. And we're like, because like, okay, obviously we are not the first ones to do that. We are not the first ones to look on Canva for stamps and for colors and stuff. But then we saw posts like a couple weeks later and we're like, interesting. Same color scheme,
same
same like shape. I mean, obviously stamps have the same shape, but like it's like, oh, how interesting. And this account followed us and liked our content. And we're like, T. But also we're like, this is so funny.
It was funny because it was also like what kept selling it. See, what happens is like if something is layered and you can keep picking out more things to like attribute it, it feels more real because it's like, okay, but in this post with this same element, they are also using our same font that is one of our like actual brand fonts. Other people use this font for sure, but what was interesting is if I went on their page, they used a different script font. Anytime they were using a script, it was a different script font. So the intent, like it was fully using a different one, which just so also happened to be the one that is just like our font for everything. Um, so that was funny.
Yeah, that was the part.
The script font. Those things kill me sometimes. Um, yeah, so much stuff is like similar, and there's just like there's so many good things about originality. I'd say is like because trends are such a crucial like I said secret sauce to growth when you're a small account. What is going to keep people around is your originality and what sets you apart. Like forever, people have always said like you need to find your niche because that's people are going to stick around for your niche because they like what makes you you. They don't want to follow 100 creators that are the exact same and all only post what's trending. Like people want to get some sort of value out of following you and your content and like your personality or your tone, all this stuff. So you're being like original is like something you need to balance with following trends because like you just need to be a little more versatile, well-rounded, give people something other than all your posts just being every trend post. Um, because also, if you think about it, originality will start a trend. Like if you do something so fresh and original that people really like, it could start a trend without you even intentionally trying to start a trend. Because there's one thing is like trying to start a trend and like doing the like tagging people to do it and all this stuff. Like you can try to start a trend, but you can also unintentionally start a trend. I think about I use this example at work all the time only because I work in fashion, but in whatever year, like 2021 maybe or 2022 even, when like Aerie first bought into the flare legging that, we all us elders know as yoga pants. Um, when they first bought into those, they bought probably pretty small in like the inventory for them, I'm assuming. Um, and there was this TikToker who went into the fitting rooms at an Aerie and just quickly posted like a TikTok of her wearing them and was like, because they were so like nobody was really wearing them yet, like it was brand new, probably small units. Tried it on, post it, looked, it was the crossover ones too. It wasn't just the plain ones, it was when the crossover waistband started. And she was like, wait, oh my gosh, I look so like snatched. Oh my gosh, look at my body in these leggings. This is crazy. And it went so viral that obviously they sell out. The crossover waistband becomes the thing. And like it wasn't super big in like activewear other companies yet. Like after the Aerie crossover waistband went so viral, like they obviously had to like buy a lot more inventory, start doing it in every color. It became like kind of the standard for their leggings for a long time. And then now like almost every other activewear brand was doing like crossover waist with like the little floaty shorts, and each new popular like item had this waistband. It was happening in jeans, for crying out loud, because people liked it so much. Like I know at work, like we sold a bunch of jeans with crossover waists. It was a thing. Weird for sure. But like I just think I'm like, wow, I to this day, like I haven't gone back to like I don't know if it was planned to happen like that and like go viral. I think the girl genuinely did just go in and post that. Like, and it just went so viral because people loved the way she looked and wanted to see themselves looking like that. And thought that if they had the crossover waistband, it would be so flattering and like they'd look so good too. And I will admit, I do like the crossover waistband on my leggings sometimes. I really like it. I have so many pairs because like I liked it. They did do some kind of snatching for sure. But yeah, I just think about that all the time. And I think it's hard because I think they're either twins or sisters. But I think it was Hope Schlenker? There's like Hannah and Hope. Yeah, it was one of them.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
knew none of that.
It's crazy. I love it. But like, yeah, I don't know.
No, that's so interesting. I
Friends.
just something that came to mind for some reason, I don't know why, but like Vines. Everyone, oh, we love Vines. It's like most of the like okay, obviously. So the reason Vine died is because like it's top 10 like top 10, top 20 creators or whatever, like they were like Vine like because like they wanted to be paid because like they were making really good popular content and getting Vine so many users and creators. And like so they were like the most engaging parts of the platform. And Vine's like, we don't want to pay you. So they're like, okay, we'll stop posting. So then they stopped posting and then Vine went under. So we
Yeah.
can't them to blame. But so, like so obviously we all have our favorite Vines. And yeah, most of them are like just, you know, those 6 second like quick sketches. But some of them are also just like not. They're just natural what people like pulled out their phones and they're like, road work ahead. I sure hope it does. Free Shavakadu. Hurricane Katrina, more like Hurricane Tortilla. That one's my favorite Vine. But like, so we have those and people trying to like recreate and copy them all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, it doesn't even have to be a trend. It could just be like something small and silly like a Vine, but it's still gonna be copied. It's still gonna be like taking the world by storm.
The style of comedy. The way that like a burnt out light on a store sign will never die. Those videos will continue to go viral, or things misspelled on like letterboards. Like it will never die because people just, it's the simple humor of it. And it's things that like, I think before those videos went viral, it's things people already did in real life. Like that's why it goes viral every time. It's like everybody with their family has always like, not everyone, but like I'm generalizing. I have always, every time a store light's burnt out, I make a fun, like a silly little joke in the car with my family, like, haha, like the Joanne sign says Joe, like everything else is burnt out. Like it's just like we all just joke about it. I also think that's funny that you brought up Vine because I was thinking about how like there are a lot of TikToks now that are short and go viral, and so many of the comments are like, "This would have done numbers on Vine." I'm like, "Well, it's doing numbers on TikTok." And the thing that makes it like that is that it's raw, genuinely funny content that like makes you laugh so hard, and it usually can't be recreated. It's just like that style of video where it's like this can't become a trend, but it can go mega viral. And so like that's what's kind of fun about that content.
Yeah, and I just it's just so fun and like I follow like a couple like fun things on YouTube and like Smosh is one of them. And like I feel like so many people have like tried to do like the comedy channel have tried to do like what Smosh does and like it worked for Smosh for a while and then it went downhill. And now they're like going up, 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 up. And like they just had like a clip go viral on TikTok and like people are using it everywhere and I'm obsessed with it. It's so funny. I'm like, that is literally my inner monologue all the time. But it's like, yeah, people try to recreate and people try to do things like that all the time. And so they're the trendsetters. They're the ones who like are doing the stuff maybe first. Oh, like the sketches are first. But they're playing games, they're doing like try not to laugh, they're making jokes, they're like doing these things. So it's like not everything's going to be a first thing, but it's going to be the first time someone sees something.
Yeah.
So I think it's so funny. And Sam, I love what you wrote down here. Originality sets you apart, but originality also starts trends. And like, I just think that's so good. And like, yes, we can be original all we want. We can do that, and we can want people to tag us. We can want the credit. We can want all the glory for it. But at the end of the day, I'm so sorry to say, you guys, but it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, you did it, you did it first, or you started the trend, or like whatever. And so I know that that should be enough, but again, in the indie space, like numbers really do mean so much and they count for so much. So it's hard for me to say like it doesn't matter, because I know it does, but at the same time, like it doesn't. And so it's a two-edged sword and rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally. Exactly that. I just love this stuff, man. Uh, but like, yeah. And also just like copying and stealing, very different things. But sometimes people, it's okay, like pirating a book is not copying, it's stealing.
Yeah,
But
that's ethically and morally
yeah,
wrong.
that is stealing and illegal. Um, but like doing the same color scheme as someone or having the same book title as someone or like just things that like are coincidences and happen or character names, whatever, incidences like that, not stealing. Sometimes it is intentionally copying and stealing. Most of the time it's a coincidence.
Yeah, I send stuff. Oh my gosh, why can I not talk today? I send Sam stuff all the time about like other people's books of like same character names or same settings or same like premise or like similar things going on. I'm like, we cannot have one thing. And like, okay, I genuinely have gotten annoyed at a couple of them, but it's mostly just so funny because it's like in a world where we are so creative, we're all the same. So it's like we cannot have a one thing.
All influenced by the same media. A lot of us, if we're the same age, we grew up influenced by the same TV shows, movies, celebrities, whatever. Like we have similar celebrity crushes or like things that as a generation we like. Like it just happens.
Yeah. So I guess just keep being original, keep being influenced, keep influencing.
Follow trends because it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
don't be discouraged to follow a trend.
So real. Ah, what a fun conversation. But yeah, I feel like we've exhausted what we were going to say. And if we keep talking, it'll just like keep going in a circle. Um, which is very on brand for this talk. But we don't need to do that. So we'll end it here. But of course, before we totally sign off, we're gonna give our songs of the week. Sam, what is your song of the week?
My song of the week is Last Night's Mascara by Griff. I've really been in my Griff era. I love her. It's a great song.
Exciting. My song is Smile by Morgan Wallen. Oh, so good. I love it. Heard it for the first time in the car the other day. I was like, oh, wow. Is
I
it
need
good?
to be listening to music again. For some reason, I cannot remember a single thing I listened to this week. And like, I know I did, but
No, that's so fair. My listening has been so down the past, honestly, like past couple months. It's
mhm.
embarrassing.
Maybe it's because like I went on a really long road trip, obviously, so I got like tired of a lot of what we were listening to, both ways. And then so now it's just like I've been listening to like book playlists a lot,
Yeah.
like classical music. So didn't think that was great for my song of the week.
Oop, see. Okay. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening and for listening to our talk, which, maybe had a hot take or two or four. Um, and yeah, hope you get some inspiration and hope you copy this exact episode, JK. But if you aren't, make sure to follow us on whatever streaming platform you use and then also write a review because it just helps get word out and helps us get around to other people. Whoa, not in a weird way. And then also you can follow us on Instagram at likewise_pod and however long TikTok lasts at likewise.pod, and then our various personals and professionals and whatever else you can find. And yeah, so good, so fun. Sam, thank you for spending another evening with me. I hope you have a really great rest of your day.
Thanks, Issa, and likewise to you all. Bye.
Bye.